Hey guys, what's up, Cyclone here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Scourge, which is another weapon that came along with the release of Haro. And I have to say, the best thing about this weapon is actually the animation it does whenever you're standing AFK for a short period of time, because I don't really like the weapon that much. I think it's kind of lackluster, and I don't quite understand who it's meant to be aimed at. Maybe it has a low mastery requirement, maybe it's really easy to get. I don't really know. I was given it for free, but I don't like the weapon because it's kind of a mess. So it's a status weapon, which that could be a positive to some people, it could be a con to others. It's a con to me, at least in my opinion, because it lacks damage in certain areas, which we'll talk about in a second. But moving on, this is the build that I'm currently running on it, because I feel this is the build that I got the most use out of, and I'll explain it in a minute actually. So what you usually do with a build like this, or with a weapon like this, is you would throw on your free main damage mods, and then because you're able to get up to 100% status, because your base status is very decent, you know, you have a 30% status right there. So if we were to go ahead and put on just a regular build, split chamber, serration, and our heavy caliber, let's see, that's my one from the top one. I'm not quite too sure why I have one from the top one. Yeah, there we go. And then you give yourself some extra room to throw on whatever you want. This is just like a spare slot that I like to have for like prime beam mods or whatever. But moving on, like I said, you usually go for your like 100% status. So you'd throw on something like your rhyme rounds here, and then you'd throw on your firmite rounds beside that there. Then you would get your malignant force, and finally you top that off with something like, what's it called? Is it high voltage? There we go. That gives you your corrosive damage and all good stuff, and then you have a spare slot there to throw on whenever you like. Now, this is going to proc corrosive and or blast damage basically every time you shoot. So if we were to just go ahead and spawn in our heavy gunner here, for example, we jump over to him, press R4, disarm him, and then shoot him. What you'll notice is he'll fall down, and a little bit of his armor will be stripped off, and you can keep on firing at him to strip it all away. And I mean, you can hold it down, I can shoot over and over and over again. But once the armor is stripped, I feel like the weapon, it just doesn't deal that much damage. Like, once you're past that armor, what happens is your corrosive damage basically does nothing, right? It stays flat. Whatever your corrosive damage number is at, that's what it stays at. So this is base corrosive damage. There's no impact punch or slash stat on this weapon, which in my opinion is a bad thing. Again, we'll talk about why. Well, this is basically why right now, because you're not able to kill. But basically what's happening here is you're not getting anything which is able to eat away at the enemy's health fast, right? So you'd be almost better off just swapping to another weapon, swap into your secondary. If you were to use this weapon, you'd bring a secondary with you, which is high in slash damage. You use this to strip the armor, and then swap to your secondary to finish him off. But my argument to that sort of playstyle is, why not use the Tigris Prime? Why not use the Yafuna Prime? Why not use Ash's Shuriken augment? Things like that there, which kind of makes this weapon almost seem useless to me, if you get what I'm saying with that there. So my compromise with this is you can still have that corrosive damage on there, right? You can also speed up the amount of time that it takes you to strip the armor with something like Shred or Speed Trigger. So let's throw on Speed Trigger here, for example. Well, actually, Shred might be interesting, because then you'd be able to shoot free enemies, might make it a little bit better. So we'll try that there out as well. But just to give you the example with the Speed Trigger here, you can strip his armor and kill him a lot faster with the Speed Trigger, because obviously your fire rate goes up, so his armor goes away a lot faster. You can take away a lot of his health a lot faster, blast proc and things like that there, which is pretty cool. I'm not going to stand and kill him again, because what's the point, really? Just going to take a long time. And then let's try it out with Shred and shoot free, if we can shoot free. So let's see. And then we spawn in 2 heavy gunners, if that is possible. Let's go ahead and type in heavy gunner. Spawn in 2. There we go. Simulate. So let's see if that works, if we can use puncturing on it too. Obviously, our fire rate is going to be going down a little bit as well. So I can't tell if that's actually going through, or if that's just like an explosion which is hitting them. It must be going through, right? But yeah, obviously the fire rate slowed down. shooting through enemies. It doesn't deal as much damage if you're shooting through them, but it still works, so you can use Shred on it as well, which is pretty cool if you want to use it in like a Void Defense tile set or something. But again, like I said, moving on. What I found the best way to build this was to actually move Rhyme Rounds in place of High Voltage, take off High Voltage, and then you're left with these stats right here. And this is your Corrosive, your Viral, and your Heat. So obviously Viral, because it's the highest damaging element that you have on there, that's going to proc the most, but Corrosive is going to proc the second most right there. And then your Heat is going to proc the least, right? But you have a 96.9% status chance on that there. So what I would do is I would throw this down into there to half the cost of that, and then I would throw on my Vile Acceleration, because that would allow me to strip the armor faster, or alternatively you could throw on Speed Trigger and get the 60% buff, which is totally viable as well, and that way you're not losing damage. But you just want to, like, you know, have a really fast fire rate. Vile Acceleration is totally fine as well. But here's your Speed Trigger, and what that'll allow you to do is throw on another dual stat elemental mod, or something that would basically like up your damage a little bit, such as, let's say, for example, there's a lot of different choices really. Wildfire. You throw on Wildfire to up your fire damage. That's totally possible. But yeah, maybe if I were the Forma again, adding on another V or something, I could fit on a 90% mod, right? So I could put on a 90% mod here in this spot right there, and then get a little bit more damage out of it, where I could possibly boost the corrosive damage up by, maybe throw on another toxin. That would boost the viral damage and the corrosive damage. But, you know, you'd throw on like infected clip or something here, and then that would allow you to get more damage on your viral and your corrosive, which there's no downside to that, in my opinion at least. So what we would be seeing with this build is we would be proccing our viral, which would be reducing the enemy's maximum HP, but also stripping their armor, making the weapon a little bit more viable. So let's see if we can do it here. So stripping his armor, not doing it as fast because it's not the priority element, but now he's only got health left, and that viral and that fire damage is just going to eat away at his health and kill him a lot faster. So this is my way of making this weapon viable, I guess you could say. But like I said, you know, you'd be better off just swapping to, you know, a Tigris Prime or a Yafuna Prime or whatever. So, yeah, it's just like, why is this weapon even a thing? That type of thing. It's got an alt fire as well, which, like, creates a magnetize effect, but I don't know. I don't feel like that's even worth mentioning because it's really not. It's kind of pippy, but obviously, whenever you're actually playing in game, you'll have things that will amplify your damage a little bit, which is cool and all. Like Nova's M Prime, or you'll have a stealth bonus and stuff, but just for the base damage of the weapon, and how it acts, you get the enemy down to half HP, and that's whenever he's lost all of his armor and stuff. But like I said, you'd be better off just swapping the Ash and then modding this thing for like full viral damage or something, you know what I'm saying? So I guess let's try that there. Alright, let's swap the Ash, like so, and then mod it out for full viral damage. But the thing with that there is you're still going to have that corrosive damage on there regardless. Like, even if I were to throw on, let's see, where's my stuff at? Here we go. It is Muglant Force, and then we have our, oh, is it Rhyme Rounds? I forget what the name is. It's Frostbite. Rhyme Rounds. Okay, there we go. And then you throw on your 90%, like so, and then you would be able to fit on another one, like so. You know, you're gonna get 1.4k in your viral damage. Go forward, simulate. We strip his armor. Let's stay away for a short period of time. You know, it still deals damage, and you have that viral making it go away. You have to take off all of his armor, like, every so often as well. Let's see if we can do it again. Just lowering his health, but why would you not use, like, anything else? You know what I'm saying? Why would you not use anything but, like, the Scourge? you could use the Tigris Prime. You could use basically anything, and it would be more effective than using the Scourge, because the Tigris Prime more or less does the exact same thing, you know? So, you got your corrosive damage on. Walk up to him. Let's stun him. Like so. 100% status. You have your slash damage, blast damage, corrosive damage. Kills him way quicker. You don't even have to strip the armor of the Tigris Prime. It just gets it done, and it has that high enough damage. It's got the slash, it's got the impact, it's got the puncture, which allows you to just kill the dude, really. So, a few shots from this thing, this guy's dead. He's done for. So, I know there are two different types of weapons, and some people like the roleplay and stuff, but for practicality's sake, the Scourge is just, in my opinion, master rank fodder, realistically. Like, this is the magnetize effect. You throw it, and then any enemy caught in that blast will have like a magnetized bubble around their head, so bullets will be attracted to them. I'll show you guys an example of that there as well. Let's see. Whoop. Well, invisible. See it floating around his head. So any bullets that comes whizzing past will deal damage to his head. Again, I don't really feel like it's worth mentioning. You already have magnetized and mag, so don't know, dude. Don't really like it too much. Hello. Run away. And that's really all there is to say about the Scourge, to be honest with you. I don't think it's a good weapon at all. I think it's kind of pippy. Just go back to using your Tigris Prime. Forget about this thing. But get it from your clan's dojo, level it up, sell it, get rid of it. It's crap. Just be done with it. Swap back to your Cerberus Prime. Get your crits, or whatever. Build it for status. Do whatever the hell you want to do with the Cerberus Prime. Cerberus Prime is pretty lit, as you can see. This is the crit build. Probably kill him a lot faster as a status build, but whatever. That's going to be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button below. You want to see more Warframe content from me, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.